Hi everyone, so this is a book haul for, well, the month of June and the first weekend of July, I guess. For someone who says I'm not supposed to be acquiring books, I managed to acquire, well, an awful lot of books if I pick them up. Big pile, yay! So of course there was ebooks, audiobooks. In June I picked up the audiobook of Sandry's book by Tamara Pierce, and on the 1st of July I picked up the audiobook of the second book in that series, which is Triss's book, also known as The Power in the Storm. Ebooks, also this weekend I picked up a couple of pieces of short fiction. So I picked up on my Kindle Poison or Protect by Gail Carriger, which is her new novella, which is in her, steampunk Victorian world, and follows a character from her YA series as an adult. And so it's a romance with steampunk and wolves and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I also picked up I think it's a novelette, which is Kid Dark and Against the Machine, which is by Tansy Rain Roberts. And it's sort of a semi-sequel to her short story Cookie Cutter Superhero. It's set in that world, and so I loved that story, and I've been looking forward to this one, so I picked up those. So I'm really looking forward to picking up those. Then more of my textbooks showed up. So this is From the Gracchi to Nero. So this is for The Fall of the Roman Republic subject. So, it's not something I'll probably read the entirety of, but it's a book. I acquired it. And then I actually went to the library because I've been in such a bookish mood, and picked up two books that are the second and third book in a series that I started this year, which is Amberlynn Quamilana's Tribe series. It's YA dystopian fiction. Amberlynn is an Indigenous Australian author. So I picked up at the library the second book, The Disappearance of Ember Crow, which I'm about halfway through, and the third book, The Foretelling of Georgie Spider. So, like I said, I'm reading this one right now. It's NAIDOC week, so yay, I thought Indigenous author. So those will eventually have to go back, unfortunately. But, pick those up from the library. And then and then there's this book, which is, I acquired this at a book swap at my work, that my friend at work found it, and it's a, what's it called? It's Discovering Embroidery, and it's from the 1960s. And, I do cross stitch and stuff, so my friend went, you should keep this. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. So, I could get some interesting tips out of this. Then we come to all the books that I purchased in person because I'm addicted to bookshops and it's bad. We have Odyssey, the first volume, which is by Matt Fraction and Christian Ward, and this is a graphic novel that I've heard a lot about. That is a science fictional retelling, gender-flipped retelling of Homer's Odyssey. So I'm really looking forward to reading that. That's volume 1. Then, I suppose this is not really in order, but I also picked up Rainbow Rowell's Carry On, because of course I read Fangirl last month, and Carry On is the fan fiction story based on the fan fiction story that the fictional character in Fangirl was writing. So it's all very meta, but I loved Fangirl, so I figured I'd pick up Carry On, which is supernatural, so it should be fun. And this book I've been looking forward to for so long. I was, picked it up, I was going to pick it up when it came out in Australia on the 31st of May, but I was ill that day, so I picked it up on the 1st of June. And it's Who Killed Sherlock Holmes by Paul Cornell. It's the third book in his Shadow Police series. And these are urban fantasy crime novels. So kind of like The Bill in London with magic. And they're amazing. Like, seriously, both of the previous books I could not put down. He keeps doing things that I don't see coming. Then there was The Thing in the second book, which, anyone who's read the second book will know what I mean by The Thing. That's, was basically, I was on a plane and I dropped the book and said, how the hell did he get away with doing that? So this is Who Killed Sherlock Holmes? And it says on the back, the great detective's ghost has walked London's streets for an age, given shape by people's memories. Now someone's put a ceremonial dagger through his chest. But what's the motive? And who, or what, could kill a ghost? When policing London's supernatural underworld, eliminating the impossible is not an option. D.I. James Quill and his detectives have learnt this the hard way. Gifted with the sight, they'll pursue a criminal genius who'll lure them into a Sherlockian maze of clues and evidence. The team also have their own demons to fight. They've been to hell and back, literally, but now the unit is falling apart. So I am really looking forward to reading this. It's going to have to be on a weekend where I've got nothing else to do, because I know I am not going to be able to put it down from the moment I pick it up. But yes, I picked up that. Then I also picked up a little penguin book of poetry by Lewis Carroll, O Frabjous Day, which I've already finished, which I read to myself aloud. I find poetry goes a lot better when I read it aloud. But, you know, I don't read a lot of poetry, but Lewis Carroll is all absurd and funny and fantastical, and that kind of suits me, so there was that. And then there was some crowdfunding. So I like crowdfunding really awesome books, and one of the most recent ones I crowdfunded was Defying Doomsday, edited by Tsana Jolitva and Holly Kench from 12th Planet Press. And this book is, so this book arrived this week, so I actually, you know, crowdfunded it months and months ago. But the theme for this, it's an anthology, and the theme was, I guess, dystopian apocalypse. The apocalypse comes, but they're YA stories, and they are based on characters who have some sort of disability or neurodiversity, and how those people respond to the apocalypse. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. It's got stories from Shauna Maguire, John Chu, Tansy Rayner Roberts. Again, you'll notice once I do a few of these videos, I'm a bit of a Tansy fan. I've met Tansy, I know Tansy, and she writes amazing stuff. So, you know, I feel find a lot of anthologies that I do have Tansy in it. So this arrived this week, Defying Doomsday. I'm really looking forward to picking that up. And then it was a bit of a surprise. The very first thing I ever crowdfunded was a book, and it was like 3 or 4 years ago, and it never turned up. I got the e-copy, which I have never gotten around to actually reading. It was an anthology, and I'd gotten to the stage where I thought that maybe I was mistaken and I had only crowdfunded the ebook, and then suddenly this month, what turns up on my doorstep but my copy of Glitter and Mayhem. Apparently there was it was packed up and ready to be sent, and the creator thought he'd sent it, but it was in his basement. So it's here now, so that's awesome. So it's all really pretty, and so this is an anthology of stories which, if I read the back, welcome to Glitter and Mayhem, the most glamorous party in multiverse. Step behind the velvet rope of these fabulous science fiction, fantasy and horror tales of roller rinks, nightclubs, glam aliens, party monsters, drugs, sex, glitter and debauchery. Dance through nightclubs, roller derby with cryptids and aliens, be seduced by otherworldly creatures and ingest cocktails that will alter your existence forever. So this is edited by John Clymer, Lynn M. Thomas and Michael Damian Thomas, and it's got a Tansy Rayner Roberts story in it, I know that much. And it's, again, Shauna Maguire story. Just trying to think of it. It's introductions by Amber Benson. So, yeah, I'm kind of glad this has finally arrived. It's all very pretty. And it's another anthology that is on my massive pile of anthologies that I need to read. So much short fiction. So much. And anyway, but yes, so that's the final thing that I acquired in June. So, really looking forward to picking up some of those. Bye.